The stars had always been there, shining quietly above Earth. For most people, they were just lights in the night sky. But for humanity, they had become something more: roads, homes, and endless possibilities. Humans were no longer alone. Many years had passed since Earth first stepped into space. Now, human ships traveled between planets, building small colonies and peaceful stations. Life had changed, but not in a frightening way. It felt natural, as if humans were always meant to reach the stars. Above all of this stood the Galactic Council. The Council was powerful. It was made of many alien races, each one older and more advanced than humanity. They watched over the galaxy and kept peace between worlds. At least that was what people believed. On Earth, most humans trusted the Council. They had never attacked humanity. They had never caused harm. In fact, they rarely spoke to humans at all. But they were always watching. In a quiet control room inside an orbital station above Earth, a young officer named Aaron stared at a screen. The room was dim, filled with soft blue lights. Outside the large window, Earth floated peacefully, covered in clouds and glowing city lights. Aaron leaned forward, his eyes focused. "There's something strange here," he said. His partner, Leo, looked up from another console. "What now?" Aaron tapped the screen. "Old records. Very old. I was checking early space logs, and I found something hidden." Leo walked over slowly. "Hidden? Like what?" Aaron hesitated. "A message. It's marked as restricted, but it doesn't make sense. It says something about a debt." Leo frowned. "A debt? We don't owe anyone anything." "That's what I thought," Aaron said quietly. "But this record is from before humans joined the Council." Leo crossed his arms. "Probably a mistake. Old data gets messy." "Maybe," Aaron said, but he didn't sound convinced. He opened the file again. The words were simple, but they felt heavy. "Humanity acknowledges the debt. It will be repaid when the time comes." Aaron stared at the line. "Why would anyone agree to something like this?" he whispered. Leo shrugged. "People back then made a lot of strange decisions." Aaron closed the file slowly, but the feeling didn't leave him. Something about it was wrong. Hours later, the station was quiet. Most of the crew had gone to rest. Aaron was still awake. He stood by the large window, looking out at the stars. A debt. The word echoed in his mind. What kind of debt lasts this long, he wondered. Before he could think further, an alarm suddenly broke the silence. A sharp, loud sound filled the station. "Alert! Alert! Unknown objects detected." Aaron turned quickly. "What?" Lights flashed red across the room. Leo rushed back inside. "What's happening?" Leo asked. Aaron ran to the main screen. Long-range sensors just picked something up. The display flickered and then stabilized. Both of them froze. Dots appeared across the screen. Hundreds of them. No thousands. Ships. Huge ships. They were not human. "Are those Council ships?" Leo asked, his voice shaking. Aaron checked the data. His face went pale. "Yes. But why are there so many?" Aaron didn't answer. He couldn't. The ships were not just passing by. They were forming a pattern surrounding key points in the system. Earth, the moon, human stations, every important location. It was not a visit. It was control. A message signal appeared on the screen. "Incoming transmission," the system said. The room went silent. Aaron looked at Leo. "This doesn't feel right." Leo nodded slowly. "Answer it." Aaron took a deep breath and pressed the command. The screen changed. A tall alien figure appeared. Its face was calm, but its eyes were cold. Behind it, more figures stood in silence. "The Galactic Council has arrived," the being said in a clear, steady voice. Aaron stood straight. "This is Officer Aaron of Earth's Orbital Command. State your purpose." There was a brief pause. Then the alien spoke again. "The time has come." Aaron felt a chill. "What do you mean?" he asked. The alien's eyes did not change. "Humanity made an agreement long ago," it said. "A debt was accepted." Aaron's heart started beating faster. The words from the old record came back to him. The alien continued. That debt is now due. The room felt colder. Leo whispered, "This can't be real." Aaron forced himself to speak. "There must be some mistake. We have no record of." "You do," the alien interrupted calmly. "You simply forgot." Aaron's hands tightened. "What exactly are you asking for?" he said. The alien stared directly at him. "You will be informed soon," it replied. "Prepare your world." The transmission ended. Silence filled the room again. Outside the window, the stars were no longer peaceful. They were filled with shadows. Aaron looked at the screen, then at Earth. "That wasn't a request," Leo said quietly. Aaron shook his head slowly. "No," he replied. "It wasn't." He looked back at the empty screen, his mind racing. A forgotten message. A hidden past. A debt humanity didn't understand. And now, the galaxy had come to collect. Aaron took a deep breath. "Find everything," he said firmly. "Every record, every file. I want the truth." Leo nodded, because deep down they both felt it. Whatever this debt was, it was about to change everything. The news spread across Earth faster than anything before. People looked up at the sky, but they could not see the ships. They were too far away, hidden in space. But everyone knew they were there. Thousands of unknown vessels. Watching. Waiting. Inside the orbital station, the situation was tense. Every screen showed the same thing: Council ships in perfect formation. No movement. No attack. Just control. Aaron stood in the command room, his eyes fixed on the main display. "They haven't moved in hours," Leo said quietly. "That's the problem," Aaron replied. "They don't need to move." Leo frowned. "You think this is a threat?" Aaron looked at him. "They surrounded our system without warning. What do you think?" Leo didn't answer, because he already knew. Another alarm sounded, softer this time. "Incoming transmission from Galactic Council," the system announced. The room grew silent again. Aaron took a breath. "Put it on." The screen lit up. The same alien figure appeared again.
Calm. Cold.
Unchanging. "The Council will now deliver the official notice," it said. Behind Aaron, more officers gathered, listening closely. Aaron spoke carefully. "We are ready to hear." The alien nodded slightly. "Centuries ago, your world faced destruction," it began. "An event that would have ended all human life." Aaron's eyes narrowed. The alien continued. "The Council intervened. We removed the threat. Your species survived because of us." Whispers filled the room. Aaron stayed silent. He had read something like this in the old records, but it was incomplete. "Your leaders at that time accepted a binding agreement," the alien said. "A debt was formed." Leo stepped forward slightly. "What kind of debt?" The alien's gaze shifted toward him. "A simple one," it replied. "When the Council calls, humanity serves." The words hit the room like a heavy weight. "Serves." Aaron spoke again, his voice firm. "Define serves." The alien did not hesitate. "Your population will provide labor forces for Council projects," it said. "Your fleets will operate under Council command. Your resources will be shared as required." Every sentence made the room feel smaller. "This will continue," the alien added, "until the debt is fully repaid." "How long?" someone asked from behind. The alien paused for a moment. "Multiple generations," it answered. Silence. No one spoke, because now they understood.
This was not a debt.
It was control. Aaron stepped closer to the screen. "That is not a fair agreement," he said. "We have no memory of accepting this." "That is irrelevant," the alien replied calmly. "Your leaders agreed. The record exists." Aaron's hands tightened. "You expect us to just accept this?" he asked. The alien tilted its head slightly. "We expect compliance," it said. The word felt sharp, cold, final. The transmission ended without another word. The screen went dark. For a long moment, no one moved. Then the room erupted. "This is insane," one officer said. "They're asking for everything," another shouted. "This is slavery," someone else added. Aaron raised his hand. "Enough." The room slowly became quiet again. Leo looked at him. "What do we do?" Aaron didn't answer right away. He turned back to the window. Earth was still there. Peaceful. beautiful, unaware of what was coming. They knew, Aaron said suddenly. Leo blinked. Who? Our ancestors, Aaron replied. They knew this day would come. Leo frowned. Then why didn't they warn us? Aaron's mind raced. They tried, he said slowly, but something was hidden. Something important is missing from the records. Leo crossed his arms. So we're blind. For now, Aaron said. He turned back to the console. But not for long. Across the system, more human stations reported the same thing. Council ships were everywhere. Not attacking, just waiting. It was like a silent countdown. On Earth, leaders gathered in emergency meetings. Messages moved between planets. Fleets were placed on alert. But deep down, everyone felt the same fear. They were not ready. Not for this. Back on the station, Aaron worked quickly. Files opened and closed across the screen. Old records. Hidden archives. Broken data. There has to be more, he muttered. Leo watched him. Even if we find something, what can we do? They're stronger than us. Aaron stopped. For a moment, he didn't speak. Then he said something unexpected. Are they? Leo looked confused. What do you mean? Aaron leaned back slowly. They show their power, he said. But something feels wrong. Like what? They didn't attack, Aaron replied. If they wanted control, why wait? Why explain?
Leo thought about it.
Maybe they're giving us a chance, he said. Aaron shook his head. No, he said quietly. They're following a rule. Leo frowned. What kind of rule? Aaron looked at the old file again. The message about the debt. The missing details. The hidden truth. A rule we don't fully understand yet, he said. Suddenly, another alert appeared. Council fleet activity increasing, the system reported. Aaron's eyes snapped to the screen. The ships were moving.
Slowly. Carefully.
Taking positions closer to Earth. Leo's voice dropped. That doesn't look like patience anymore. Aaron nodded. No, he said. It looks like pressure. Another message appeared, short and clear. Final notice will be issued soon. The room went silent again. Aaron stared at the words. Final notice. That meant no more waiting. No more time. Leo spoke softly. What if we can't stop this? Aaron didn't look away from the screen. We don't even understand it yet, he said. He paused, then added quietly. But we will. Outside, the council ships moved closer. The stars were still there. But now they felt distant, cold, watching, waiting for humanity to answer. And this time, there would be no confusion, only a choice. The station felt different now. It was no longer calm or quiet. Every room was filled with tension. Officers moved quickly, voices stayed low, and every screen showed the same thing. Council ships getting closer. Time was running out. Aaron had not slept. He sat in front of his console, eyes tired but focused. Lines of old data moved across his screen again and again. Broken files. Hidden records. Locked archives. Someone had erased parts of history on purpose. We're missing something big, Aaron said quietly. Leo stood behind him. You've been saying that for hours. And I'm still right, Aaron replied. He opened another file. It was damaged, but not completely gone. Look at this, Aaron said. Leo leaned closer. On the screen, an old report appeared. The text was faded, but still readable in parts. Threat approaching Earth. Total extinction likely. Unknown object entering system. Leo frowned. This is from before humans had space fleets. Aaron nodded.
Yes.
Before we could defend ourselves. He scrolled further. More missing lines. More broken data. Then suddenly, a clear section appeared. Council intervention successful. Threat removed. Human survival confirmed. Leo blinked. So it's true. Aaron nodded slowly. The Council saved Earth. For a moment, neither of them spoke. That changed everything. But what was the threat? Leo asked. Aaron shook his head. It doesn't say. That part is gone. Leo crossed his arms. Convenient. Aaron didn't disagree.
Keep reading, he said.
More text appeared. This time it was clearer. Agreement accepted by Earth leadership. Terms sealed under Council authority. Memory restriction protocol applied. Leo stepped back. Wait, what? Aaron's eyes widened. Memory restriction, he repeated. You think they erased it? Leo asked. Aaron nodded slowly. Yes. The room felt colder. They removed the details, Aaron said. They didn't want future generations to know the full truth. Leo shook his head. That's not an agreement. That's a trap. Aaron didn't answer, but deep down he agreed. He opened another file. This one was heavily protected. Access denied, the system said. Aaron tried again. Access denied. Leo sighed. Looks like that one is locked for a reason. Aaron stared at the screen. Then he said quietly, not for long. Minutes passed as Aaron worked. His fingers moved quickly across the controls. Security layers began to fall one by one. Careful, Leo warned. If that's council-level security. I know, Aaron said. But we need this. Another layer broke. Then another. Finally, the file opened. A recording appeared. The image was old, slightly unclear. A group of humans stood in a large room. Their clothing looked different, older, more formal. Behind them stood tall alien figures. Council members. Leo whispered, "This is it." Aaron nodded. They watched in silence. One human stepped forward. He looked serious, tired but determined. "We understand the cost," the man said. His voice echoed through the room. "We accept the agreement." Aaron's hands tightened. Another voice spoke, an alien this time. "Then the terms are sealed," it said. The human nodded. "For the survival of our species," he added. The recording flickered. Then continued. "We request one condition," the human leader said. There was a pause. The alien replied, stated. The human looked around the room, then spoke slowly. "Future generations must not remember the full details." Leo's eyes widened. "What?" Aaron leaned forward. "Why would they ask for that?" The alien voice responded. "Accepted. Memory restriction will be applied." The human leader closed his eyes for a moment, then said something that made Aaron freeze. "They must be free to choose." The recording ended. Silence filled the room. Leo spoke first. "I don't understand. Why would they hide it from us?" Aaron didn't answer right away. He was thinking.
Deeply.
"They knew," Aaron said finally. "Knew what?" Leo asked. "That this would happen," Aaron replied. "That one day, the council would come back." Leo frowned. "Then why not warn us clearly?" Aaron looked at the screen again. At the last line, "They must be free to choose." "They didn't want to force us," Aaron said slowly. "If we knew everything, we might feel trapped." Controlled. Leo shook his head. "We are trapped." "Yes," Aaron said. "But now it's our decision." Leo thought about it. "So they gave us a chance," he said. "A choice," Aaron corrected. Suddenly, another alert sounded. "Council transmission incoming," the system announced. Both of them looked up. Aaron took a deep breath. "Put it on." The screen lit up again. The same alien figure appeared. This time, its expression was even colder. "This is your final notice," it said. "Humanity will now prepare to fulfill its obligation." Aaron stepped forward. "We know about the past," he said. The alien paused for a moment, then replied, "Then you understand your duty." Aaron's voice became stronger. "We understand more than you think." The alien's eyes narrowed slightly, but it said nothing. The transmission ended. Leo looked at Aaron. "So, what now?" Aaron stared at the screen, at the ships outside, at the truth they had just uncovered. "They gave us a choice," Aaron said. Leo nodded slowly. And Aaron's expression changed. Not fear. Not confusion. Something else. Something stronger. "We're going to make it," he said. Outside, the council fleet moved closer. The galaxy was watching, waiting, because now humanity knew the truth. And soon, they would give their answer. The silence after the last transmission felt heavy. Everyone on the station knew one thing now. There was no mistake. The council was not asking. They were demanding. Aaron stood in the command room, watching the fleet outside. The ships had moved even closer. They were no longer distant shapes. Now they felt real. Too real. They're tightening their control, Leo said quietly. Aaron nodded.
Yes.
They want to make sure we understand the situation. Leo looked at the screen again. Like we have a choice. Aaron didn't answer, but deep inside, he remembered the words from the recording. They must be free to choose. Another message signal appeared. Incoming detailed directive from the Galactic Council, the system announced. Aaron took a breath. Show it. The screen filled with text this time. Long lines. Clear instructions. Cold and precise. Aaron read it slowly. And with every line, his expression changed. Human labor units will be assigned to Council construction zones. Human fleets will be placed under Council command structure. Resource extraction quotas will begin immediately. Compliance is required across all human colonies. Leo stepped closer. That's not a debt, that's ownership. Aaron kept reading. Then he reached the final line. Full repayment period estimated. 3 to 5 human generations. The room went silent. Someone behind them whispered, "That's over 100 years." Another voice said, "They want everything." Aaron finally stepped back. His hands were tight at his sides. "This is their plan," he said. Leo shook his head. "No, this is control. Total control." Aaron nodded slowly. "Yes." For a moment, no one spoke. The truth was too clear now. Humanity was not being asked to repay a favor. They were being forced into service. Leo turned to Aaron. "What do we tell Earth?" Aaron looked at the screen again. Then he said, "The truth." Hours later, the message had reached every major city, every colony, every station. People reacted in different ways. Some were angry. Some were afraid. Some refused to believe it. But no one could ignore it. On Earth, leaders gathered again. Emergency meetings turned into arguments. "We can't fight them," one leader said. "Their fleet is too strong." "And we can't accept this," another replied. "This is slavery. They saved us once," someone added. "Maybe this is the price." "That doesn't make it right." The room filled with voices. But no solution came. Back on the station, Aaron sat quietly. Leo watched him. "You're thinking too much again," Leo said. Aaron gave a small, tired smile. "That's my job." Leo sat across from him. "So, what are you thinking?" Aaron didn't answer right away. Then he said, "Something doesn't add up." Leo frowned. "Like what?" Aaron leaned forward. "If the council is so powerful, why do they need us?" Leo blinked. "What do you mean?" "They control most of the galaxy," Aaron said. "They have advanced technology. Massive fleets."
He paused.
"So, why take control of us like this?" Leo thought for a moment. "Maybe we're just resources to them," he said. "Maybe," Aaron replied. "But it feels bigger than that." He stood up and walked to the window. The ships were closer now. Closer than ever before. "They didn't destroy us," Aaron said. "They didn't force us right away." Leo followed his gaze. "They waited," Aaron continued. "For centuries." Leo crossed his arms. "So?" Aaron turned to him. "That means they needed us to grow," he said. Leo's eyes widened slightly. "You think this was planned?" Aaron nodded. "Yes." The idea felt dangerous, but it also made sense. "They saved us," Aaron said slowly. "Then they gave us time. To become stronger. To build. To expand. And now," Leo said quietly, "they want to use all of that." Aaron nodded. "Exactly." The room felt colder again. Because now, the truth was even worse. Humanity was not just paying a debt. They were the result of a long plan. Suddenly, another alert appeared. Multiple council ships entering low orbit, the system reported. Aaron's eyes snapped to the screen. "They're moving again," Leo said. This time the ships were not just watching. They were positioning. Closer to Earth. Closer to control. A new message appeared.
Short.
Simple.
Clear.
"Prepare for compliance." Leo let out a slow breath. They're not waiting anymore. Aaron didn't move. His mind was racing. "They think we'll accept this," Leo said. Aaron shook his head slightly. No, he said. They expect it. Leo looked at him. What's the difference? Aaron's expression became serious. Expectation means they've done this before, he said. Leo froze. With other species, he whispered. Aaron nodded. That means we're not the first, Aaron said. And if we don't act. Leo finished the sentence quietly. We won't be the last. The station grew silent again. But this time it was different. It was not fear. It was something else. Something building. Aaron looked at the screen one more time. At the ships. At the message. At the future waiting for them. They gave us a choice, he said softly. Leo nodded. And now? Aaron's eyes became steady. Focused. Now we decide the price, he said. Outside, the fleet waited. The galaxy watched. Because soon, humanity would answer. And that answer would change everything. The pressure was growing. Across Earth and its colonies, people waited for a decision. The council ships were now closer than ever, watching every move, blocking every path. It felt like a cage, a silent one. Inside the orbital station, Aaron stood alone in a dark room. The main lights were off. Only the soft glow of his screen lit his face. He was not looking at council data this time. He was searching deeper, much deeper. There has to be more, he whispered. The past they found, it was only part of the truth. Something was still hidden. Something important. Aaron opened a new section of the archive. This one was different. No official labels. No clear names. Just a strange code. Leo walked in quietly. You're still at it? Aaron didn't look away. I found something. Leo came closer. Another old record? Aaron shook his head. Not exactly. He pointed at the screen. This doesn't belong to the council or the government. Leo frowned. Then who made it? Aaron paused. Then he said one word. Us. Leo blinked. What do you mean? Aaron took a breath. I think this was created by humans, but hidden from everyone. Leo crossed his arms. Why would we hide something from ourselves? Aaron gave a small, serious look. To protect it, he started unlocking the file. It was harder than anything before. Multiple layers. Advanced encryption. This was not old, weak security. This was strong. Carefully designed. Whoever made this didn't want it to be found, Leo said. Aaron nodded. Or didn't want it to be found too early. After several minutes, the system finally responded. Access granted. The screen changed. And both of them went silent. It was not just a file. It was a full database. Plans. Records. Designs. Logs. Hundreds of them. What is this? Leo whispered. Aaron's eyes moved quickly across the data. His expression slowly changed. From focus, to surprise, to something else. This is preparation, Aaron said. Leo looked at him. Preparation for what? Aaron turned the screen toward him. For this moment. Leo stepped closer. What are you saying? Aaron pointed at a line in the data. Look at the dates. Leo read it. Then his eyes widened. These are recent. Aaron nodded. And continuous. They kept reading. More files opened. More information appeared. Hidden ship designs. Advanced weapons. Deep space stations that were never officially reported. Training programs. Fleet movements. This can't be real, Leo said. But it is, Aaron replied. The truth became clear. For centuries, humanity had been preparing. They knew the council would come back, Aaron said. Leo shook his head slowly. So all this time, we weren't just growing. Aaron finished the thought. We were getting ready. Leo looked at him, still in shock. Why didn't anyone tell us? Aaron thought for a moment. Then he answered. Because it had to stay hidden. He pointed at another file. Look at this. A message appeared on the screen.
Short. Direct.
Written long ago. If the council returns, humanity must not appear strong. Let them believe we are weak. Let them come. Leo stepped back. That's the plan. Aaron nodded slowly. Yes. Leo looked at the massive fleet outside the window. They walked right into it. Aaron didn't smile. But his eyes were different now. They think they control the situation, he said. More files opened. One of them showed fleet locations. Not official fleets. Hidden ones. Spread across space. Quiet. Invisible. Waiting. How many ships are these? Leo asked. Aaron checked the data, then said quietly, more than the council brought. Leo stared at him. You're serious? Aaron nodded. Yes. For a moment, everything changed. The fear. The pressure. The feeling of being trapped. It started to fade. But if we have all this, Leo said slowly, why haven't we used it? Aaron looked at him. Because we were waiting, he said. For what? Aaron turned back to the screen. For them to make the first move. As if answering his words. Another alert sounded. Council ships entering lower orbit zones, the system reported. They're deploying units, another voice added. Leo looked at the screen. They're starting. Aaron nodded. Yes. A new message appeared. This one was different. Shorter. Colder. Final compliance phase begins now. The room became silent again. But this silence was not fear. It was focus. Leo looked at Aaron. So, what do we do? Aaron didn't hesitate this time. He reached for the console. Opened a secure channel. Entered a code from the hidden files. The system paused. Then responded. Authorization accepted. Leo watched carefully. What was that? Aaron looked at him. His voice calm. Steady. That was the truth, he said. Outside, nothing had changed. The council ships still filled the sky. Still powerful. Still confident. But they didn't know. They couldn't know. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was not unprepared. Humanity had been waiting. Aaron gave the next command. Send the signal, he said. Far beyond Earth, deep in silent space, something began to move. Hidden fleets, dark stations, ships that had never been seen, all waking up. The time had come. And this time, humanity would not just answer. They would respond. The galaxy looked quiet. Too quiet. From the outside, nothing had changed. The council fleet still surrounded Earth. Their ships held position, strong and silent. Their power was clear to anyone watching. And humanity did nothing. On Earth, news channels repeated the same message again and again. Negotiations are ongoing. Leaders are in discussion with the Galactic Council. Please remain calm. To the public, it looked like fear, like surrender. Inside the orbital station, Aaron watched the reports with a blank expression. They believe it, Leo said. Aaron nodded. They have to. Leo crossed his arms. The council too? Aaron looked at the massive ships outside the window. Yes, he said. Especially them. Another council message arrived. This time, it was shorter. Begin transfer of assigned labor units. Leo shook his head. They're not even hiding it anymore. Aaron didn't react. Send a reply, he said. Leo looked at him. What should we say? Aaron spoke calmly. Tell them we are preparing compliance. Transfers will begin soon. Leo paused. Then he gave a small nod. Understood. The message was sent. Clear. Simple. And completely false. Hours passed. Then more. The council fleet stayed in position. Watching. Waiting. But now, there was something new. Confidence. They believed they had already won. They think we gave up, Leo said quietly. Aaron leaned back in his chair. Good, he replied. Behind the calm surface, everything was moving. Hidden fleets were leaving their positions. Silent ships traveled through deep space, avoiding detection. Stations powered up systems that had not been used in years. Signals moved across secure channels. Fast. Precise. Carefully hidden. No public record showed any of it. To the galaxy, humanity was still weak. Still quiet. Still afraid. But that was exactly what they wanted. In the command room, a new screen opened in front of Aaron. It showed a map of space. Small lights began to appear. One by one. Then in groups. Then in hundreds. Leo stepped closer. Are those ours? He asked. Aaron nodded. Yes. Leo stared at the screen. They're everywhere. Aaron's voice stayed calm. They've always been there. The lights kept growing. Forming patterns. Taking positions. Not near Earth, but around the Council fleet. Far out. Hidden in darkness. They're surrounding them, Leo said slowly. Aaron didn't answer, but his silence confirmed it. Another alert appeared. Council patrols increasing activity, the system reported. They're scanning deeper into the system. Leo looked at Aaron. Are they starting to suspect something? Aaron shook his head. No, he said. They're just being careful. But time was running out. A new transmission arrived. The same alien figure appeared again. This time, its tone was sharper. Progress is slower than expected, it said. Explain the delay. Aaron stepped forward, his face calm, controlled. Humanity is preparing as instructed, he said. The scale of your request requires time. The alien stared at him, silent, cold. You will not delay, it said. Aaron nodded slightly. We understand. The alien leaned forward just a little. You would be wise not to test the Council's patience. The message ended. Leo let out a breath. They're getting nervous. Aaron shook his head. No, he said. They're getting ready. The difference mattered, because now both sides were preparing. Hours later, the station grew quiet again. But beneath that quiet, everything was in motion. Aaron stood by the window once more. The ships were still there. Massive, powerful, unstoppable. At least, that's what they believed. Do you think this will work? Leo asked. Aaron didn't answer right away. He watched the fleet. Then he looked at the hidden map on his screen. At the growing number of human ships. It has to, he said. Leo nodded slowly. What happens when it starts? He asked. Aaron's expression didn't change. It ends quickly, he said. Leo looked at him. You sound sure. Aaron turned back to the window. We've been preparing for centuries, he said. They've only been here for days. The difference was clear. Another signal appeared on the hidden channel. A simple message. All units in position. Aaron read it once, then closed his eyes for a moment. This was it. He opened them again.
Calm.
Focused.
Hold position, he said.
Leo blinked. We're not starting yet? Aaron shook his head. Not yet.
Why?
Leo asked. Aaron looked at the Council fleet one last time. Because they still think they're in control, he said. Leo understood. Let them believe it a little longer. Outside, the stars remained silent. The fleet waited. The galaxy watched. Everything was ready. And in that quiet moment, right before everything changed, there was only one thing left. The signal to begin. The waiting was over. The Council fleet moved again. This time, there was no patience left. Massive ships shifted closer to Earth. Smaller vessels broke formation and headed toward human stations. Energy readings began to rise across the system. They were no longer just watching. They were ready to act. Inside the orbital station, alarms echoed through every hall. Multiple Council units approaching key zones. Energy levels increasing. Defense systems detecting target locks. Leo looked at the main screen. This is it. Aaron stood still, his eyes calm. Yes, he said. It's time. A new message appeared.
Short.
Final. Begin compliance immediately. The words stayed on the screen like a command carved in stone. No more delay. No more negotiation. Leo turned to Aaron. What's the order? For a moment, everything felt silent. Even the alarms. Even the voices. Aaron took a slow breath. Then he spoke. Send the reply. Leo moved quickly. What do we say? Aaron looked at the screen. At the fleet. At Earth behind them.
His voice was steady. Clear.
Tell them. He paused for just a second. Humanity will now settle its debt. Leo typed the message.
Sent it.
Across the system, the signal spread. To every Council ship. To every hidden human fleet. To every silent station waiting in the dark. For a brief moment, nothing happened. Then, everything changed. Far beyond Earth, in the empty darkness of space, lights appeared.
1.
Then 10. Then hundreds. Ships. Human ships. They came out of nowhere. From hidden positions. From deep space. From places the Council had never scanned. On the station, the main display filled with new signals. Leo stared at it. They're all activating. Aaron nodded. All of them. The hidden fleets moved as one. Perfect timing. Perfect control. They did not rush. They did not panic. They took positions. Around the Council fleet. Not near Earth, but around them. The trap was complete. On Council ships, alarms began to sound. Unfamiliar signals. Unknown vessels. They didn't expect this, Leo said. Aaron watched quietly. No, he replied. They didn't. Another transmission appeared. This time, the Council did not wait. The alien figure appeared again.
But now,
its calm expression was gone. What is this? It demanded. Aaron stepped forward. This, he said, is our answer. The alien's eyes narrowed. You are violating the agreement. Aaron shook his head slowly. No, he said. We are fulfilling it. The alien's voice became sharper. This is not compliance. Aaron's expression did not change. You asked for payment, he said.
He paused.
You're about to receive it. The transmission cut. For a second, the entire system held its breath. Then, the first move happened. Human ships fired. Not at full power. Not to destroy, but to disable. Precise strikes hit key Council ships. Engines shut down. Weapons systems failed. Communication lines broke. The Council fleet reacted instantly. They returned fire. But something was wrong. Their weapons didn't hit. Human ships moved too fast. Too smooth.
Too advanced.
They can't lock on, Leo said in shock. Aaron nodded. We upgraded more than just numbers. Across space, the battle spread. Human ships surrounded the Council forces, cutting off movement, blocking escape paths. Every attack was controlled. Every strike had a purpose. No chaos. No panic. Only precision. They're winning, Leo whispered. Aaron didn't respond. He already knew. Another Council transmission tried to break through. This time, it was not calm. Not controlled. You will cease immediately, the alien shouted. Aaron answered without hesitation. You should have left when you had the chance, he said. The alien's face twisted with anger. You are making a mistake. Aaron's eyes stayed steady. No, he said. You did. The transmission ended again. Outside, the battle continued. Council ships began to fall back, trying to regroup, trying to understand what was happening. But it was too late. They were surrounded. For the first time, the most powerful force in the galaxy was not in control. Leo looked at the screen, at the ships, at the battle. They came here to take everything, he said. Aaron nodded slowly. And now?
Leo asked.
Aaron looked at the stars. Now they learn the truth, he said. Outside, human fleets moved forward. Stronger. Faster. Unstoppable. Because this was not just a battle. This was the moment everything changed. The day humanity repaid its debt. And the galaxy had just begun to tremble. The battle did not look like war. It looked like control. Across space, human ships moved with perfect timing. They did not rush forward like a storm. They moved like a quiet wave, calm but unstoppable. Council ships fired again and again. But it was not enough. Inside the orbital station, the main screen showed everything. Leo stared at it, unable to look away. They're missing every shot, he said. Aaron stood beside him, watching closely. They're not missing, he replied. They're being outmatched. Human ships moved in ways the Council had never seen before. Sharp turns. Sudden stops. Instant changes in direction. It was like they knew every move before it happened. Target lock failure across multiple Council units, one officer reported. Defense grids offline in Sector 3. Communication lines are breaking. The reports came one after another.
Fast.
Overwhelming. The Council fleet, once calm and powerful, now looked confused. Disorganized. They can't coordinate, Leo said. Aaron nodded. We hit their systems first, he said. Not their ships. That was the difference. Humans were not trying to destroy. They were trying to control the battlefield. Far out in space, one of the largest Council ships tried to move forward. Its engines flared with power. Weapons charged. Then, a group of human ships surrounded it.
Small. Fast. Precise.
They fired together. Not at the center. Not at the hull. At specific points. The engine shut down. The weapons powered off. The ship drifted. Silent. Useless. Leo let out a breath. That ship is still intact. Aaron nodded. Yes. But it's out of the fight, Leo said. Aaron looked at him. That's the goal. Across the system, the same thing happened again and again. Council ships were not destroyed. They were stopped, disabled, isolated. The galaxy was watching. Far beyond the battle, other civilizations received the signals. Live feeds, emergency transmissions, fragments of data. They expected to see humans fall, to see the council take control. But instead, they saw something else. They saw humans winning. On distant worlds, leaders stared at their screens in silence. This can't be real, one of them said. The council has never lost a battle like this. Another voice replied quietly, they're not losing a battle. They're losing control. Back in the system, the council tried to respond. More ships moved forward. More weapons activated. But every move was answered. Every attack was stopped. Human fleets were already there. Already ready. They knew where we would go, a council commander said in panic. Because they did. Inside the station, another alert appeared. New council formations detected. Leo looked at the screen. They're trying to regroup. Aaron watched carefully. Yes, he said. But they're too late. Human ships moved again. Faster this time. They split the regrouping fleet into smaller parts. Cut communication between them. Blocked their movement. Piece by piece. The council force was breaking apart. They're isolating them, Leo said. Aaron nodded. That's how you win without destroying everything. But even as the battle continued, something else began to spread.
Fear.
Not among humans. Among the council. For the first time, they faced something they did not understand. Something they could not control. Another emergency transmission came from a council ship. Unknown technology detected. We cannot track their systems. They are everywhere. The signal cut suddenly. Leo looked at Aaron. They sound afraid. Aaron didn't look surprised.
They should be, he said.
Because this was only the beginning. Far beyond the main battle, more human ships appeared. Even larger ones. Heavier. Stronger. They had not entered the fight yet. They were waiting. Why aren't we using those? Leo asked. Aaron looked at the distant signals. Because we don't need them yet, he said. That answer said everything. Another council transmission tried to break through. This time, the voice was not calm, not controlled. You will stop this attack immediately, it demanded. Aaron responded again. You came here to take control, he said. He paused. We are taking it back. The message ended. Outside, the battle reached a new level. More council ships shut down. More systems failed. More formations collapsed. The strongest force in the galaxy was falling apart. Not because it was weaker, but because it was unprepared. And as the truth spread across the stars, other civilizations began to understand something terrifying. Humans were not just strong. They were patient. They had waited, prepared,
planned
for this exact moment. Leo looked at the screen one more time. At the battlefield. At the broken formations. They thought we were weak, he said. Aaron's voice was calm. They needed us to be. Outside, the stars still burned in the distance.
But now,
they watched a different story. Because the first shock had already hit, and the galaxy was only starting to feel it. The battle was over, for now. Council ships drifted silently in space, disabled and confused. Their formations lay in ruins, their communication lines shattered. For the first time in history, the most powerful force in the galaxy was paralyzed by a species it had long considered weak. Inside Earth's orbital station, Aaron leaned over the console, watching the fleet status. Hidden fleets still held position in the shadows, ready to act if necessary. Leo stood beside him, eyes wide. I can't believe this, they're stunned. Aaron didn't respond immediately. He wasn't surprised. He had expected it, but even knowing, the sight of it was powerful. They expected us to comply, Aaron said quietly. To serve. To follow their orders. But we didn't. Leo nodded. And now we're in control. Aaron tapped a sequence on the console. A new channel opened. It was not just for Earth, it was for the entire galaxy. This will be broadcast everywhere, he said. Every fleet, every colony, every world that watches Council communications. Leo looked at him, alarmed. You mean we're showing them the truth? Yes, Aaron replied. The truth about the Council and about us. The transmission began. Images of old records, hidden archives, and secret human preparations filled the screens. Documents that revealed the Council's manipulation. Messages from past human leaders. Plans showing how humanity had quietly grown in strength. Evidence that the Council had hidden the debt's true cost from the public. Humans watching the feed gasped. Aliens watching were silent, stunned. Aaron's voice came over the broadcast. For centuries, humanity was told to serve, to obey, to repay a debt we barely understood. But the Council's control was never our choice. We have prepared for this day, for generations. And now, the galaxy will know the truth. Across the stars, worlds began to react. Some alien species had already felt the Council's heavy hand. They had served under its rule. They understood what humans had endured. And now, seeing this evidence, they began to question the Council. This is impossible, one alien leader whispered, watching a captured transmission. Humans, they were hiding all this? They were never weak, another replied, voice shaking. And we were blind to it. Back in the station, Aaron watched the results of the broadcast. More Council ships twitched in confusion. Communication lines attempted to reconnect but failed. The Council's authority was cracking. They never expected us to reveal everything, Leo said. No, Aaron replied. They expected fear. They expected obedience. But they didn't expect truth. And truth is stronger than fear. In the Council fleet, panic began to spread. Orders were shouted, but nothing worked. Ships tried to move, but human fleets blocked every route. Systems were failing, and the aliens realized one simple fact. Humans were not just prepared. They were smarter, faster, and far more coordinated than anyone had imagined. Back on Earth, people watched the transmissions with awe. For the first time, humanity understood itself, not just its history, but its potential. For generations, humans had been underestimated. Now, the galaxy had seen their strength. Aaron turned to Leo. This is only the beginning. The Council won't give up easily, but the truth has already spread. Other worlds will start thinking, and some will begin to side with us. Leo nodded slowly. So, it's not just about defeating them in battle? Aaron shook his head.
No.
It's about changing the rules. The galaxy has been controlled by fear for centuries. Now, it's time to change that. Another alert appeared on the console. Council ships were trying to regroup. Some attempted communication again, desperate to salvage control. Aaron pressed a key. Let them try. He paused, looking at the fleet map. Every move they make is already accounted for. We planned for this. We expected their reaction. And we are ready for what comes next. Leo exhaled slowly. It feels surreal. They actually feared us. Aaron's eyes were steady. They should. They underestimated us for too long. That mistake will cost them, and it will teach the galaxy a lesson. Outside, the stars remained silent witnesses. But the galaxy had changed. No longer would humans be seen as weak or submissive. Now, every civilization had a choice. Continue following the Council, or reconsider what they had believed for centuries. Aaron looked out the station window. Earth glowed peacefully beneath him. Cities, lights, oceans, all unaware of the full scope of what was happening above. Leo spoke softly. Do you think they'll retaliate? Aaron shook his head slowly. Some will, but many will hesitate. Fear of humans is spreading faster than fear of their council. The hidden fleets remained in position, quiet, waiting. Human pilots knew their orders. Strike if needed, but never without reason. Humanity had no desire to destroy, only to protect itself and claim its place in the galaxy. This is just the start. Aaron said, voice low. The Council's fall is inevitable if the galaxy understands the truth. We're not here to conquer, we're here to set things right. Leo nodded. Then the debt is more than repaid. Aaron looked at him and smiled faintly. Yes, he said. And the galaxy will never forget it. Outside, the Council fleet drifted in confusion. Their power was immense, but their control was gone. For the first time, an entire galaxy realized that humans were no longer weak. And the ripple of fear had only just begun. The silence was louder than any gunfire. Across the galaxy, the Council had never experienced anything like this. Their ships floated in space, enormous and powerful, yet paralyzed. Systems failed. Communications broke. The human fleet, smaller in number, moved with perfect precision. Every step humans took countered 1,000 Council maneuvers. In the orbital station, Aaron stood by the window, eyes fixed on the growing battle outside. Leo was beside him, fingers trembling slightly as he watched reports flood in. They don't know what hit them, Leo said. Aaron nodded slowly.
No.
They underestimated us. They always did. Council leaders argued across their secure channels. Alien voices filled with panic and disbelief, shouting over one another. How can this be happening? One demanded. They have technology we can't track, another cried. They anticipated our every move, a third added. Aaron watched quietly as hidden human fleets moved. Their ships were faster than any Council vessel. Their weapons were precise but non-lethal, designed to disable, not destroy. Human strategy was flawless. They trained for this, Leo whispered. They prepared for centuries. Aaron's eyes did not leave the window. We didn't just prepare for defense. We prepared for truth. Across the galaxy, humans watched the broadcast Aaron had sent earlier. Eyes widened on countless worlds. Ancient records, secret fleets, hidden technologies, all revealed. The Council's reputation of absolute control began to crumble. Inside the Council Command Center, panic escalated. What is humanity hiding? An officer shouted. Impossible, another said. Our surveillance covered everything. Yet the proof was undeniable. Humans had resources and fleets the Council never knew existed. Hidden fleets, ready to strike. Secret stations powered up. Systems that had never been activated were now fully operational. Back on Earth Station, Aaron turned to Leo. They thought the debt meant submission, he said. They didn't see it as a challenge. They never imagined humanity would fight with strategy, patience, and truth. Leo shook his head. They truly believed they owned us. Aaron's expression hardened. They did. Until today. Council ships tried to regroup, forming defensive lines. But human fleets cut them off. Every Council maneuver was predicted and countered. Engines were disabled. Weapons shut down. Communications jammed. Not a single Council vessel moved freely. It's over, Leo said quietly. Aaron didn't respond. His eyes scanned the map of the battlefield. Not yet. But soon. Suddenly, the Council sent a transmission. The same alien figure appeared, face cold but strained. Humanity, it said, voice sharper than ever. You will stop this immediately. Compliance is mandatory. Aaron's voice came over the station comms, calm and precise. You asked for repayment, he said. We are paying, but on our terms. The alien's eyes narrowed. You will regret this. The Council is not merciful. Aaron shook his head. Mercy was never in the agreement. We are repaying a debt that was forced upon us, and we are choosing how it ends. The transmission ended. Leo looked at him. You're confident? Aaron's eyes glinted. They don't understand one thing. Humans don't just survive. We adapt. We plan. And when we repay, we decide the cost. Outside, human fleets began to reposition. Strategic strikes disabled remaining Council weapon systems. Ships that attempted to escape were blocked by invisible patrols from hidden stations. Every move reinforced human control. It's like we've erased them from space, Leo said, voice shaking. Aaron nodded. Not erased. Controlled.
Carefully.
This is precision, not chaos. We fight smart, not blindly. Council leaders began to fracture. Some tried to negotiate secretly, but humans had already exposed every secret. Other civilizations had seen the truth. Doubt spread among the Council's allies. Fear began to ripple through the galaxy. They are losing credibility, Leo said. Yes, Aaron replied. And once credibility is gone, their power becomes fragile. For the first time, the Council felt what humans had felt for centuries: fear, uncertainty, helplessness. They realized that humanity's patience, preparation, and unity had created a force beyond anything they had ever imagined. Leo looked at the reports one last time. They're panicking. We've broken them. Aaron's gaze did not waver. Not broken. Awakened. They finally understand that humans were never weak. That the debt we repaid was not just a payment, it was a declaration. Outside, the stars were silent witnesses to history. The Council fleet drifted, powerless. Human ships glided past with purpose, every action deliberate. This was not destruction. This was balance restored. Aaron turned from the window, looking at Leo. The galaxy will never see humans the same way again, he said. Leo nodded slowly. No, they'll fear us, respect us, and for the first time, maybe even trust us. Aaron's eyes returned to the screen. Hidden fleets activated signals, showing the full scope of humanity's preparation. Every Council commander could see now, humans had not only survived the debt, they had mastered it. And the galaxy had finally realized it. The Council had once controlled billions of lives with fear. Now, they controlled nothing. And humanity had repaid its debt. Not with submission, not with obedience, but with strategy, strength, and truth. The galaxy trembled. And humanity smiled. The Council had never lost. Not in centuries. Not against any species. Not against any fleet. Their power was absolute. Their rules unbreakable. And yet, in the cold emptiness of space near Earth, that power shattered. Council ships drifted in disarray. Engines were offline. Weapon systems disabled. Communication lines broken. Commanders shouted orders, but none were followed. Humans had cut every path, isolated every vessel, and disabled every mechanism. Inside the orbital station, Aaron leaned against the console, eyes scanning the battlefield. The hidden fleets were now fully active, moving in perfect coordination. Leo stood beside him, voice low. They've lost control. Completely. Aaron nodded. It was never just about fighting. It was about patience, strategy, timing. The Council never expected humanity to plan for centuries. Leo's eyes widened. So, we win. Aaron smiled faintly. Not yet, but we are about to. Across space, Council leaders struggled to understand. Their greatest assets, ships, fleets, technology, were neutralized by humans they had once called weak. Impossible, one commander shouted. How can they anticipate everything? They must have spies, another cried. They must know our plans. They knew, Aaron said quietly. But they didn't know how strong we had become. The humans moved carefully, not to destroy but to reclaim control. Ships disabled Council engines one by one. Weapons systems failed with precision. Every maneuver humans made cut communication lines, isolated vessels, and created chaos in the Council ranks. Look at the map, Aaron said, pointing at the display. They're trapped. Every escape route is blocked. Every fleet is surrounded. Leo stared. It's perfect. Aaron nodded. This is how repayment looks. Another Council transmission appeared. The alien figure's voice trembled slightly, something humanity had never heard. Stop immediately, it demanded. You have no authority. You will regret this. Aaron leaned forward. We do have authority, he said calmly, because the debt you forced upon us has been repaid. And repayment comes with choice. We choose now. The transmission cut. Silence followed. Outside, human fleets pressed forward. Ships that had remained hidden until now emerged, forming rings around the Council's remaining vessels. Every movement was deliberate. Every action precise. This is more than battle, Leo whispered. This is, justice. Aaron nodded. Not just justice. History. Council ships tried to regroup, but each attempt failed. Engines that had once powered immense fleets were offline. Weapons that could destroy planets were disabled. Commanders were powerless. Humans, small in number compared to the Council, held all the advantage. They underestimated patience, Aaron said. They underestimated planning. And most of all, they underestimated us. Reports flooded in. Council vessels began to surrender. Some attempted to flee, but hidden fleets intercepted them instantly. Systems that humans had secretly developed were now fully deployed. Every vessel, every station, every weapon was in control. They don't even know what's coming next, Leo said. Aaron's eyes scanned the fleet. They will know soon. The galaxy is watching. Every civilization that feared the Council will see what humanity is capable of. On distant worlds, civilizations who had suffered under the Council's rule watched in shock. They realized that humans were no longer weak. They had patience, strategy, and power beyond what anyone imagined. This changes everything, one alien leader whispered. Yes, another said. The Council is not invincible. Back in the station, Aaron pressed a key. Hidden channels opened across the galaxy, broadcasting the human fleets, the disabled Council ships, and the truth of humanity's preparation. Let the galaxy see, he said. Let them understand that the debt has been repaid, and that humans are not to be underestimated. Leo watched as Council ships began to deactivate their weapons and surrender. Their confidence had been broken. Their authority shattered. They're surrendering, he said. Yes, Aaron replied. And it's only the beginning. They underestimated not just us, but what we can do when we unite. The final Council transmission arrived. The alien figure looked calm again, but defeat hung in its eyes. Humanity, you have exceeded our expectations. The debt is considered settled. Aaron stepped forward, voice firm. The debt is settled. But remember this. We are not weak. We never were. We repay and we decide the terms. The transmission ended. Outside, the fleet remained in position. Council ships floated silently, powerless. Hidden human fleets maintained control, ensuring that no threat remained. Leo exhaled slowly. We actually did it. Aaron looked out at the stars.
Yes.
And now the galaxy knows. Humans are no longer a species to be underestimated. For centuries, humanity had been underestimated, controlled, and forced to repay debts they barely understood. But now, in one decisive moment, they had repaid it fully. On their terms, with strategy, patience, and intelligence. The galaxy trembled. Not because humanity was destructive, but because humanity had chosen to rise. And nothing would ever be the same. The galaxy was quiet, not because it was peaceful, not because the Council had returned to order. It was quiet because everyone knew something had changed forever. For centuries, the Council had ruled through fear, control, and authority. Worlds obeyed, fleets followed, and civilizations trembled. But now that power had crumbled. On Earth's orbital station, Aaron stood at the command window, watching the remnants of the Council fleet drifting silently in space. Disabled ships floated without engines, their weapons offline. Their once feared commanders were powerless, watching as humans took control of the battlefield. Leo came up beside him. It's over, isn't it? Aaron didn't answer immediately. His eyes scanned every signal, every fleet position, every communication line. Yes, he said finally. It's over. But this is only the beginning. The hidden human fleets had returned to their positions, keeping watch over the Council ships. They had not destroyed them. There was no need. Humanity had proven its strength. They had repaid their debt and shown the galaxy that humans were not to be underestimated. Leo shook his head in disbelief. We've done what no one thought possible. Aaron looked at him, calm but determined. We didn't just survive. We prepared. We waited. And when the time came, we acted. Humanity has finally claimed its place. Across the galaxy, other civilizations received the broadcasts Aaron had sent. Every hidden archive, every secret fleet, every proof of humanity's preparation had been revealed. The message was clear. Humans were no longer weak. Humans were no longer obedient. Humans were now a power to be respected. On distant worlds, leaders whispered to one another. They weren't just prepared, they outsmarted the Council. They made us see the truth. The Council isn't invincible. Humans, we never understood them. Back in the orbital station, Aaron pressed a series of commands. Signals moved to Earth, to colonies, and to hidden stations across space. Humanity's fleets returned to normal operations, ready to defend, ready to act, but only when needed. They'll watch us now, Leo said. Every move, every fleet, every world. Aaron nodded. Let them watch. Let them learn. Humanity doesn't need to hide anymore. We survived, we prepared, and now we lead by example. A message arrived from the Council. The alien figure appeared, this time calm, almost respectful. Humanity, it said, your repayment has been accepted. Your strength is undeniable. The galaxy will remember this day. Aaron looked at the screen. His expression was firm. Yes, he said. And we will remember it too. Not because of power, but because of patience, planning, and unity. The transmission ended. Leo let out a long breath. So, what now? Aaron turned to him, eyes shining. Now we build. We explore. We lead. For centuries, the galaxy thought humanity was weak. They were wrong. Now we show them what it means to be human. Outside, Earth rotated slowly. Oceans shimmered beneath the sunlight. Cities glowed with life. Humanity's story had reached its turning point. No longer victims. No longer slaves to fear or debt. Now, they were masters of their own destiny. The hidden fleets returned to orbit, blending with the stars. Pilots and commanders shared quiet smiles. They had been ready for this moment their entire lives, and now it was finally here. Aaron stood back from the window. The galaxy will not forget today. But humans will never forget what they are capable of when they stand together. In distant sectors, alien civilizations began sending messages, not threats, but offers of communication. They had seen the strength, the strategy, and the intelligence of humanity. The Council's lies and control were no longer enough to maintain fear. Leo looked at Aaron, smiling faintly. We've changed everything. Aaron nodded. Yes. And it's only the start. Humanity now writes its own story. No one dictates our future. No one decides our fate. The stars burned bright above them. A new chapter in galactic history had begun. A chapter where humans were no longer weak. Where humans no longer feared. Where humans had repaid their debt and shown the galaxy that true strength comes not just from weapons or numbers or fleets, but from preparation, patience, and unity. Aaron gazed at Earth below, then at the distant stars. The debt is repaid, he said softly. The galaxy has trembled, and humanity stands tall. Leo nodded. And now we rise. Outside, the Council fleet drifted, powerless and silent. And across the galaxy, civilizations whispered of one truth. Humans are not to be underestimated. Humans are not to be controlled. Humans decide their own destiny. The day had come. The debt had been settled. And a new dawn had begun. The galaxy would never be the same again.